Friends, it's Sunday night and I have just shown up to the park with hopes to put a couple of videos together and to get ahead. But what you're watching right here is kind of a behind the scenes vlog, showing the process, some things that won't make it into the videos, just an overall documentation of the evening and kind of how I put one of these together. I have 3 videos that I'm hoping to film tonight. It's gonna be tight. It's going to be a lot, but I feel prepared. I have a strong plan. And the best part is I'm going to be trying a couple of new things tonight. I always love experimenting. I'm always trying to find that perfect blend of the content that fits into my schedule, but also is what I want to do, but most importantly, what you want to watch. Pause. You always have to pause for the monorail just to pay tribute. And if you ever wonder why I wear glasses a lot at night, you see that right there? That's my prosthetic lens. And I know that freaks some people out. I don't have to go see a doctor. I've already seen a doctor and I have one of these in each eye. But this one right here is the most bionic one. And the focal range in this eye is absolutely insane. It's like having portrait mode inside your brain, but it looks really weird at night. So you might have to go back to wearing the glasses. But it was always interesting to me how many people would just instantly jump to conclusions about like, oh, this guy thinks he's cool, or I can't watch somebody who wears their sunglasses, or 1,000 people that go, I wear my sunglasses at night. Never once considering that it wasn't about being cool, that it wasn't a fashion statement, but it was actually about a physical disability. Never crossed people's mind once that maybe, just maybe, the sunglasses were to hide something that I'm incredibly, not embarrassed of, but just I understand that it's off-putting to some people. Everyone is lined up for the parade, but they haven't shut the street off yet, so I can get to where I want to go super fast. Because as you know, navigating the park at night is like a whole different thing. And yeah, I look crazy right now because I got my iPhone in my right hand and I'm carrying the big dog in my left hand. So I'm like a content machine going down Main Street. You gotta love Halloween time at the theme park. This is wonderful. That definitely felt like a record speed going through Main Street at nighttime. For once, I absolutely nailed the timing on it. All right, I had my dinner before I came to the park, and I'm starting off tonight with a dessert, a little Darth by chocolate to sort of kick off what I'm gonna do tonight. Doing 2 Galaxy's Edge videos. Definitely not gonna find any Darth Vader over in Galaxy's Edge, so I decided I would find Darth Vader here and do a little dessert action. Because there's been so many times that I've been burnt by waiting till after I film and the restaurants are closed, or I go too late that I can't go to the one that I want to, or the item that I want sold out. So this is my attempt at being prepared, having a plan, and trying to make sure that I get some Halloween treats. I mean, this is listed as a limited Halloween treat, so I'm assuming that it is one, but I can hear that the Fantastic Four projection shows happen on Space Mountain, so I'm missing that to hang out with Darth Vader. And this thing is crazy. It's just like layers and layers of different types of chocolate. Definitely not the most luxurious spot at the Disneyland Resort to have your evening treat, but it was the most removed from everybody else, and that's just kind of when I'm filming. I like to stay away from everybody. If the night looks different, it's because I'm filming on my new iPhone 17. And to make this truly feel like it's behind the scenes, I wanted to do it on a different camera, because this is where like my brain is at as far as like the videos that I'm really focused on, that I'm prepared for. What we're doing over here, this is more, behind the scenes, capturing the moment. Kind of an idea I had of like, could I make a through line about making all the vlogs? Because the videos that I'm doing tonight, all 3 of them are kind of scientifically proven to be growth videos for this channel. But what we're doing here is more for my friends, more for my homies. So it just, for me, makes sense to do it in a different place because I can track it differently. If this cinematic works, this is way, way brighter than the regular camera. anyways, my creativity is always very compartmentalized. Like I like to have a space where I do things. So doing it behind the scenes on my phone makes sense because over here is where I'm doing like the videos that I've produced or that I'm producing, and I can just do things like keep card counts, like how many minutes have I put into the video, because I have to kind of track and pace things to make sure that I film enough, but also to make sure that I don't over film, because you know I have lots of other jobs and things to do. In a dream scenario, this would be the only thing that I'm doing, and I could just pour myself into every single edit. You know, live a day, capture a day, edit a day. That would be fantastic. It's just not where I'm at right now. So I got to kind of put everything in its own bucket, so each bucket gets the proper amount of attention. Time to brush my teeth, pop the Invisalign back in. This is really behind the scenes, and then head over to Galaxy's Edge. And no, I won't be showing you those things, but just share my process out loud. As luck would have it, I did get to catch the Fantastic Four projection on Space Mountain, and I believe I can confirm that it is self-projected on the actual mountain, because there's lots of different things at that height that I believe would interfere if they're actually shooting it from over on the top of the old People Mover platform. It maybe last 1 minute, but you can't complain, right? Like just seeing something new inside of Tomorrowland just feels like something's happening over here. And projection technology is one of those things where it just adds the availability to add special little magic moments here and there. It's really reshaped what the overall amount of effort needs to be to create some sort of overlay theming or holiday theming, something that, you know, needs to be put up just for a certain time of year or festival. So big fan of the projection mapping, and it's not going to go away. I mean, we're going to see this keep getting more and more accurate, more and more sophisticated inside of attractions and all around the park for different experiences to come. And soon we'll probably all have augmented reality happening inside of our glasses, which will make Disneyland feel completely insane. $10 o'clock, totally on time, first video down. It's the video that if you watch the channel regularly that I put up yesterday, which was my first ever construction mystery video. I had this idea, I'll give it to you here again, see what you think. But the idea was when I do the construction videos, I try to like tell a lot in 20, 30 minutes. What would it be like if I took 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes and just broke down one of those items and could go more into all the little details? Now, obviously this would create incredibly niche content, but that's kind of my thing. And also, that's the point of this channel, is to take chances. That key thing is so loud. I like that they make the key thing so loud that it purposely gets people's attention and they look over to see what somebody's doing. The volume is part of the marketing, and I'm not fooled by that at all. The idea on the new series was dig a little bit deeper, go more into the details, and give people the opportunity to learn more about the attractions that they love and to not feel so rushed. And also just kind of like setting them up as mysteries would give me a way to like kind of dream along with the audience what could happen, what is happening, and it makes it more of a laid back video format because I'm kind of learning along with the audience. So I just shot one of them. I have about a 25-minute break, and then I'm going to shoot the second one. And purposely, I did the weaker one first to kind of get my sea legs in, and then I'm going to do the more complicated one right now, which I think will ultimately be a better video. But I wanted to kind of use the Rise of the Resistance one as kind of a test subject. So when I went into the video that strangely needs to be better because the subject matter isn't as seductive. Like there's just a whole bizarre art to all of this, and figuring out what to make, when to make it, how to make it is a big part of the game. Okay, I'm gonna go get a bottle of water. I'm gonna go sit on one of those picnic tables, and I'm gonna chill out before I start my next filming at 10:30. And I gotta hustle because this park closes at 11. And the last one took me an hour, and it was easier than the next one. So I'm gonna have to hustle. I also have to add that I picked the videos based on how busy they would be, and I knew that filming in the shops in the last half hour of the night, and also in the little bit of time you get before they shut the land down, would make for some epic empty shots. With Rise, I was just filming on the outside, and I knew that I could just film around like the tree area and then use ride footage to keep the video exciting for people. So there's also a lot of strategy on people flow, but I'm gonna cut this break short because I'm worried about not being able to get everything done in the amount of time that I have. And then also when the projection show lets out, there's gonna be an influx of people that I'm gonna have to work around. So night filming is great, it's beautiful here, but there are so many technical logistics to work my brain around. Bit of a challenge. Well, I can safely say I reached my goal of getting to shoot in an empty Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and the park is still officially open for another 5 minutes. The shots I was able to get are just breathtaking. I love this space. I'll be breaking down a permit that was filed, kind of talking about like what could be coming next to the marketplace, and just absolutely one of my favorite spots in the park. Look at it. 30 seconds to have a completely open shot in Disneyland is super rare and hard to accomplish. So I feel like I accomplished this goal. Second video, felt like it had a really good flow to it. Also a little bit more of a story to tell. So hoping that this new series kind of like can become another like regular over here on the vlog. I was trying to figure out like what are a handful of different types of videos that I can get used to making. And also when I see news on the horizon, I can quickly figure out where does that fit into what I'm trying to accomplish. I have literally had this place to myself. It just emptied out so fast tonight. It's also weird to think like these little guys just sit outside all day long. No matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, if it's raining, if it's cloudy, these little guys are just sitting out here chilling. It's kind of crazy because they feel like real to me. But guys, I absolutely love capturing empty Disney parks, and when I'm the only guest anywhere in my site and the only person, it just gives me like a rush. Like this is what I chase. This is great. This is so good. My video's already done. Like I want to like reshoot it because I'm like, oh my God, it could look even better being this empty. But I have one more video to shoot tonight, and it is now, I believe, what's that gonna do? What's that gonna do? I have one more video to shoot, and I gotta do that in downtown Disney. It's like 5 after 11. I wanna start that one at 11:30 and try to wrap that up by 12:30. So I'm on pace. It's Sunday night and I've already gone full into Monday morning mode. But right now, I'm just like so excited to just have another unbelievable Star Wars Galaxy's Edge moment. You think it feels real when it's full of people? You should be here by yourself. And then it feels crazy realistic. What if everybody's dead and I'm the only person that's left and I live in Galaxy's Edge now? I'm gonna have a great time until I run out of Rontos. All right, I guess I have to officially move on. What an unreal night that I had in Galaxy's Edge. All right, let's roll out of here. Try out this new little feature on iPhone 17. And I'll keep this rolling until I'm around too many people and it feels rude. For right now, nice little walkout spot. Have a good night.
Have a good night, friend.
Yeah. All right, Big Thunder Mountain is down. So that has a lot to do with why it was also So crazy empty. Oh man. It's 11:15. Oh, dude. I do think that with my new series, Disneyland Stories, still working on a name. Now that Big Thunder's down, but the mountain's not covered in scaffolding, I feel like it'd be a good time to do an episode about Big Thunder. Because I can come over and film, whether it's a day or at night, and it'll have a unusually low volume of people, which normally isn't the case. Look at that, how crazy is that? Just the train completely wrapped up there. But I do feel like if I wanted to do some Disneyland stories about Big Thunder, now's probably the time to do it. Try to get it before the mountain gets potentially covered in any sort of scaffolding. And it's also wild because they didn't block it off here. So like technically I could like get up in that pathway, film with Big Thunder behind me, and not have to deal with like the crazy thoroughfares. I spend an insane amount of time trying to figure out when and where to film based on crowd flow, because I love the empty shots. I love the way that it looks. I like the way that it feels. And dude, let me just flip this around. So I just love the empty park. You know, it just feels special because it's normally so slammed out. So I'm always trying to figure out when is the best time to do a particular subject matter so that I could have it, you know, mainly to myself. And there's, you know, always like a list of videos that I'm kind of sitting on because I'm just waiting for that perfect moment to film them. And, you know, and some of these videos are like on the main channel are proven hits where, you know, hundreds of thousands of views are waiting. But I'm waiting to make the perfect video when it looks absolutely beautiful. Good night, Mark Twain. Like I have a whole idea about a Fantasmic video, but I waited so long, Fantasmic's not running anymore. Well, that's all right. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Plan on doing this for a long time. So all the ideas can wait until it's at the perfect time. Oh, hello, pumpkin tree. Definitely doesn't look as good on the phone than it does on the real camera, but as I explained, I need to keep my ideas separate. And here's my hack on using the store lighting for the perfect pump. See how I'm carrying my camera like it's a baby? Ah, what a good Frontierland sesh. And now the hub, you can start to see other guests moving around. But I gotta get cruising. One more to shoot. So let me explain to you why I put times in my calendar. I know myself. I know how much I love an empty park. And so I have to map out how long I'm gonna do everything. I have to give myself a time budget because I could spend an endless amount of time on all of the things that I'm doing tonight. In a perfect world, each video would have had its own day. As I said earlier, that's just not where I'm at right now. So this is the work that I'm doing with my hands kind of tied behind my back. Just imagine how it could all be if I didn't have those restrictions. And I only had to make one video when I came here. How insane would that thing turn out? So laying out the strategy the night before gives me accountability when I start to get obsessed on the details. That's how I get a lot of things done. But my heart wants to just stay on Main Street for the next hour. But I have made commitments to myself, and I always honor those commitments. So time to start getting out to downtown Disney and working on this month's construction update. But before I do that, I mean, I should test out the new phone for science reasons, right? I mean, I gotta see if those halos are still there. So I'm just putting in the time, right?
Oh, I saw Winnie the Pooh one.
This might be the most elaborate Main Street window yet. Oh my God, I love it. I love that it's just straight up model making. It is officially street justice time. I love this sign on the Emporium. Okay, break time for me. It is exactly 11:30. Time to head out, start filming the next video. I'll catch up with you on the other side and we'll do a walk and talk out of the car. And hopefully by then, I'm still speaking in complete sentences. Oh, I hate leaving. Even though I'll be back in a couple of days, I hate leaving. Almost 12:30, got it done right in an hour. I might be the last guest leaving downtown Disney. I wanted to film more in there. I wanted to do some more of this in there, but I didn't see a guest anywhere, and I don't ever want to be the last one on the perimeter. So I didn't have a human shield to protect me. But I did see a dude break a bottle, so that was fun. I have come to understand when you see one garbage can towering up like that, that means that it's normally on top of some sort of conduit on the ground. Fantastic night at the park. Got so much accomplished and had a great time doing it. Never felt stressed out. Sometimes the park works against you. Tonight, it was working in my favor. Like, it was a very, very smooth night. Doesn't always go that way. Oh, there's just a cat sitting underneath that car. See a little critter right there? Just chilling. So I put up a video Sunday that I titled Disneyland Stories. Disneyland Story. I don't really have the name figured out yet. It'll show itself. It'll reveal itself. I want to talk to you a little bit about what the mindset was and kind of where I'm seeing, not making drastic changes to this channel, but just letting this channel sort of take shape. So the Disneyland Stories is an interesting exercise for a couple of different reasons. One of the main reasons why I wanted to do the second channel was to have a place where I felt free, where I could make whatever I wanted to make and not feel like I had to stay inside the box that the YouTube algorithm wants you to stay in. I have no complaints about the algorithm. I finally figured it out. Hey, Brickey is doing very, very well. Videos are hitting six figures in views, which is fantastic. I'm finding a rhythm and I'm really figuring out like what the perimeters for that channel is. It really has become a channel where we study Disneyland's past so we can better predict its future. But that study has become about sort of the overall design, construction mindset of the Disneyland resort, which is exactly where I wanted this journey to start. But it was hard and didn't seem like anybody cared. So I kind of pivoted off, saw what other people were doing, and thought maybe I would find some success there. I didn't, because I wasn't being true to myself, and people were already doing that. I didn't realize at the time, I just needed to put my head down, put in my reps, and eventually I would build an audience that cared about the type of videos that I care about. And tonight is no exception to the rule. I met so many people in the park that just They love the journey that we're on together. They like, you know, the design, the learning about the park. Guy came up to me who's an engineer, said that he feels seen, you know, just met some really beautiful people, and it kind of is an overall trend of meeting people that are really excited, and they all say kind of the same thing. And when everybody's telling you the same sort of advice, that's a good sign that means that you are giving people like straight signals and not mixed signals. Everybody's really telling me, I love that you're doing something different. And I always say, well, it wasn't easy in the beginning, but it's starting to catch on. And so it seems that I have metaphorically and physically found my own lane. But there is a creative burden, I'll say, for lack of better terms, that comes with finding your own lane. You have to make sure you keep putting stuff that fits in that lane. So even though construction videos, which I just finished one, not really like, is that a vlog? I don't know. But construction crowd could create people that only want to know about what's happening at the park. And so if you put up a construction video on Hey Brickey, it could split the audience, where the construction crowd maybe doesn't care about Disneyland's hidden seawalls or the expansion pads video that I put up this past week. They only want construction. And then on the other side, the people that have come there for the design maybe don't want to watch construction videos because they don't want to see like a pile of dirt move. And they just go, you know what, I'll just watch his other videos. Well, then you split your audience. And so the algorithm starts going, oh, this video wasn't that good, so we'll show the next one to less people. That's why it's really important to stay consistent. So the consistency for this channel is me, my personality, and frequency. Posting every day gives people an idea. If I subscribe, I'm gonna probably see something about Disneyland, but if not, I'll see something that shows me this person's personal life. And it just seems like my man is obsessed with design. So even if he's at the mall with his girl, I'm still gonna get some sort of design or Disney kind of thrown in there because it seems to be his passion, and it is. So for a long time, I've wanted to make a series where I stitch together all these like amazing little fun facts that I see when I'm digging, but they're just not enough to make a whole video about. And you know, not every ride or attraction is gonna get a standalone video. And if it does, with Hey Brickey, it's really important that I stay on track. You don't need to see me for this part of the video. It's really important that I stay on track. So if I were to do a video, say about the Submarine Lagoon, some of the funny, amazing stories that you might find wouldn't necessarily fit into my video. And if they don't fit, then they don't get put in. Or if I do cram them in, then that's the moment when people stop watching. It affects watch time, which affects how far the video will go, which in turn affects my earnings. And this is something that is a huge part of my career. It's not the only thing that I do, but it is the thing that I've decided to put the most amount of time into. Disneyland Stories just doesn't fit in over there. But over here, it creates an interesting opportunity. Can I start making a little bit of evergreen content for this channel? Which would mean that if I slowly start doing the Disneyland Stories, you know, kind of having another style of video to pull from my bucket. Oh, I'm going to the park. How many hours do I have there? Can I do a Disneyland Stories? And so it would become a way to kind of populate this channel with some videos that would last longer than that month's construction or that week's lurkers wanting to see me and Beth go to the mall. Go to sleep, little tram. So in an interesting, I forgot to get something to drink, but I also don't have a hand. So in an interesting way, that video series kind of shows a real commitment to the long-term idea of this channel. That maybe if I could make several of the Disneyland Stories and they do go evergreen and they kind of slowly grow, maybe that's a thing that brings people into the channel. Maybe they watch one of those, two of those, three of those, and then start to go, this guy annoys me less. Maybe I'll watch one of his other videos. That's the idea. And I purposely picked the submarines because not my favorite ride, not my favorite part of the park, and not my favorite stories. I don't ever start with my best idea. I always work toward my best idea. So over the span of the last, I don't know how many years, I've been slowly gathering these stories and kind of stitching them together by overall theme, you know, attraction, land, guest, just kind of wherever I feel like the story belongs the most. And my little exercise of reading the newspaper daily has only given me way more of these stories. So this first video is really a thought balloon. Will people enjoy this? Will people like this? And I purposely started it out a little bit soft, knowing that I could get it better and better as I kind of fine-tuned it. Like somebody commented, they don't think that the cash register sound effect matches. And I agree with them, but I do everything in a limited amount of time. So that was the effect that I already had done. I did it, got the video out, and if people like it, then there's more of a time budget to invest more in the videos, like infrastructure, you know, like what are the sound effects, where, you know, what's the intro, what's the outro, what's the overall rhythm. It's all baby steps. And I think a fascinating part of following a creator is knowing their process and bringing the audience into it. So, you know, let's say that I keep doing this for a long time and I make lots of Disneyland stories. It'll be fun for my closest friends now, my magic Brickey holders, to be like, oh, I remember watching the first one of the submarines, and they could go back and watch it and be like, that one's a little bit rough compared to where the series is at now. So I just wanted to kind of explain why I would make something like that. And somebody's like, I don't understand, why is this not on the other channel? It's just not the other channel, you know? If you showed up and you watched the video about the gondolas and I talked all about art and design, and then the next video was talking about dudes dicking around with the submarines, it's two different videos. And even though you may like both, it's very important to be very specific if you want to grow to the large scale. And I want to grow to the biggest scale possible. And I got lucky tonight and got my favorite charger, lucky number 13. And similar, there's a whole other thought process with the construction mystery videos. That one's kind of a work in progress, but the idea is to have different buckets, different types of videos. So when I look at my schedule, I know what fits into my schedule. And when I get news, I know where that news fits in my system. Because if you're doing as much stuff as I'm doing, you have to have a system. You can't just wake up every day and go, oh, what am I gonna do next? Like, I pretty much always know what I'm doing for the next 14 to 21 days. It's how it's all kind of laid out. Not everything has its topic assigned to it, but it's a plan so that I don't have insane anxiety as soon as I upload a video and I don't freak out and go, oh shit, I gotta do this again tomorrow. $10.45 to top it off for a full tank of battery. So I like to bring you into my process. I like to let you know what I'm doing. And I think that a big storyline that's happening over here is what's happening over here. Who am I? Where am I going? What are my goals? The more that I can bring you into that, the more you can kind of figure out where things are going, figure out if this is a channel and I'm somebody you want to be friends with, but also kind of help you realize my failures, but also my victories. And this video that we did together, this is also kind of a working idea of what would it be like to put up a video once a week, either for members or for everybody, that just kind of shows the overall inner workings of what I'm doing and kind of the looser, more fun moments where you can just see me being like, I don't want to leave Galaxy's Edge because it's amazing in here tonight. So thank you so much as always for showing up. I appreciate you. I really do think of this camera as being one of my very best friends. And that happens to be you.